Why do I call it recovery? Because giving up drinking was a lot easier. And I did that really slowly, where I would like let myself have a drink every once in a while, and then eventually I just stopped. Where with this, the days before my move, I was kind of mentally preparing myself and kind of distancing myself from that world. And then when I got in the car, I got in the car alone. I was like, I got this, I'm good. And there was the whole high of like moving and, getting acquainted with my new city. But really that first 2 months, I was just constantly eating out because I was trying to comfort myself with food and with experience and just not sit and deal with all these emotions that I was going through. And then month 3, I think, at some point around there, I kind of went through this month-long grieving process where I just did a lot of crying and just really grieving and listening to Adele, and it was cathartic and necessary. But I'm also very much aware that I kind of want to sit down with my therapist and really kind of process everything that I've been through, and just maladaptive daydreaming. It's not something I've really talked about in therapy. We don't know much, right? So yeah, that's kind of how it's been. It definitely got easier after a point. And I just kind of was like, okay, this is my life now, and I'm going to figure out what I like to do. And the other thing I will say that was interesting about this was I'm convinced that because I've been doing this for so long, right? My brain kind of, all the neurons connect into maladaptive daydreaming because it's just such a big part of my life. And putting that away completely is it felt like a blank slate. It felt like I was born yesterday. I forgot how to do things, and I was so out of my habits, but also some of that could have been the fact that I moved and I was in a new space. I don't know. It was definitely a really strange feeling. But I also kind of was like, okay, cool. I have a new opportunity. I get to live a second life. Let's do it. This sounds great. So I just kind of went with that thought process. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any other questions about my journey.